RP X, RP Peep, RP Mac. You ain't having no relax. This shit got me tearing up.
What good, y'all? I'm Jerry, back at it again with another video, man. This is top 10 shortest WWE matches of 2021. Off the top of my head, I would have to say Becky Lynch and versus Bianca Belair at SummerSlam, when Becky returned after being gone for like a year, and how they just completely buried Bianca like that after having her build up for months, becoming this strong champion, only to lose in I think 46 seconds or however long it was to Becky Lynch after a punch and just one finishing move. So let's check out other short matches that happened this year.
2021 has featured some of the shortest matches in the decorated history of WWE. From Money in the Bank cash-ins to downright squash matches, it's time to now look at the 10 shortest WWE matches of 2021. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists, and also check out our TikTok. Number 10, Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan, 1 minute and 36 seconds. One of the most acclaimed feuds of 2021 has been the feud between Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan.
This must have been at Elimination Chamber
2021, and the two were even involved in a main event match at WrestleMania 37, which also involved WWE Hall of Fame The feud between Reigns and Bryan truly escalated at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view.
Correct.
One of the top matches on the pay-per-view was an Elimination Chamber match between Bryan, Jey Uso, Cesaro, Kevin Owens, King Corbin, and Sami Zayn. And the winner of this match will get an immediate 1v1 match against Reigns for the Universal title. Following a grueling 35-minute chamber match, Bryan would come out victorious, and the chances of him defeating Reigns were slim to none. Once Reigns made his entrance, Bryan actually showed signs of life. He would lock Reigns in the yes lock, and it looked like for a brief second that Reigns was actually going to tap out and Bryan was going to win the title. Reigns eventually managed to fight out of the submission move, and he would lock in a guillotine choke on Bryan, who then passed out, giving Reigns the submission victory. The match would end in just 1 minute 36 seconds, making it one of the shortest Universal title matches in history.
They had
Number
good
9,
chemistry.
Karrion Kross versus Jackson Ryker, 1 minute and 35 seconds. And the main roster call-up of Karrion Kross was a
They completely buried his career.
part of WWE.
Buried him, his character as well. So when he went to the main roster,
on NXT, the entire presentation of his character was drastically altered, and they even took away Scarlett from his side. Kross struggled to get over on the main roster, as there was a clear case of fans not knowing what his character
they had him lose
identity
on his
was even
debut
supposed
against
to be.
Jeff Hardy.
Take for instance Kross's match against Jackson Ryker in September. Both superstars were heels, meaning that the match was met with utter silence from the live audience, as they had zero idea who to root for. The match would end up being one of the shortest matches on television in 2021, as it ended in just 1 minute and 35 seconds after Kross applied the cross jacket on Ryker for the submission victory. Even though he managed to squash Ryker, Kross would end up getting released from the WWE in November, after it was reported that Vince McMahon had given up on the former two-time NXT champion.
Never gave him a chance.
Number 8 are the Queen's Crown 2021 first round matches of Shayna Baszler versus Dana Brooke and Carmella versus Liv Morgan. When WWE announced that a Queen's Crown tournament would be taking place this year, fans were thrilled that the talented women were getting this huge opportunity. The Queen's Crown tournament would act as the women's version of the King of the Ring, but unfortunately, the tournament completely flopped. The women's matches in the tournament were hardly given any time, and fan favourites such as Liv Morgan were eliminated in the first round. One of the shortest matches in the tournament was in fact 1 minute and 40 seconds, and saw Carmella defeat Morgan to advance to the next round. Another first round matchup saw Shayna Baszler defeat Dana Brooke in just 1 minute and 25 seconds. Criticism was directed towards WWE for never really caring about the tournament in any way. In fact, the total combined match length for all matches in the tournament was just under 20 minutes in length. Number 7, Biggie versus Bobby Lashley, 1 minute and 15 seconds. In September of 2021, WWE and Biggie announced ahead of time that the New Day member was going to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase on Raw. This was mainly done for a ratings grab, but it was also a smart creative decision that made Biggie look incredibly strong as a babyface. A WWE superstar giving notice that they were going to cash in a Money in the Bank had been extremely rare and has only happened on a handful of occasions. Following Lashley's match against Randy Orton, Biggie would come down to the ring to officially cash in the briefcase, and to the credit of Lashley, he managed to put up a decent fight. He would even perform a spear on Biggie, but this was only good enough for a 2 count. Eventually, Biggie was able to execute a big ending to win his first WWE title in 1 minute and 15 seconds. Number 6,
Congrats,
Karrion
Biggie.
Kross versus Jeff Hardy, 50 seconds. And Jeff Hardy is one of the most popular WWE stars of all time.
My God.
He's maintained this popularity
I love
throughout
Jeff.
every era of WWE programming, but his booking and presentation throughout 2021 has left fans feeling disappointed. Hardy throughout this year has been mainly used to put over newer talent, but fans have felt that Hardy still has what it takes to be a main event level talent, but WWE clearly have other ideas. In August, Hardy would go one-on-one with Karrion Kross, and following a backstage assault from Kross, Hardy would be squashed by Kross in just 50 seconds. The issue with his booking throughout 2021 is that he's failed to look remotely credible, meaning that when WWE decided to use Hardy to put over a newer, younger talent, it has little impact or consequence. Number 5, Natalya vs Shayna Baszler, 35 seconds. Now, the booking of Shayna Baszler has been heavily criticized throughout 2021. This criticism has never been more prominent than it was following WWE's decision to book Shayna Baszler to lose in just 35 seconds to Natalya on SmackDown in April. The finish of the match came when Natalya countered a pin attempt into her own roll-up, and although the commentators acted like it was an upset, it didn't make for pleasant viewing. Number 4, The Miz vs Drew McIntyre, 28 seconds. There may not be a better opportunity to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase than following a brutal Elimination Chamber match. This is exactly what The Miz did following Drew McIntyre's successful defense of the WWE title. Following Drew's courageous victory inside the chamber, Bobby Lashley decided to come down to the ring and ambush him. This led to The Miz picking up the scraps and executing a skull-crushing finale to win the title for the second time in his career. This also marked the second time that The Miz had won the WWE title by cashing in the Money in the Bank briefcase. He had previously done this on the Raw following Survivor Series back in 2010.
I remember when he first cashed in.
Number 3, The Miz vs Bobby Lashley, 27 seconds. Thanks to Bobby Lashley's involvement in The Miz winning the WWE title at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, The Miz reluctantly agreed to give Lashley a one-on-one match for the title. This would take place on the March 1st edition of Raw, but when the bell rang, Miz simply ran away and got counted out. This meant that the match ended in a lousy 27 seconds. But luckily for Lashley, a rematch would be set for later in the evening, and this time it would be a lumberjack match and Lashley would be victorious, winning the title for the first time. Number 2, Bianca Belair vs Becky Lynch at 26 seconds.
Hey, how this went down.
One of the featured matches advertised for SummerSlam was the WrestleMania 37 main event rematch between Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks. However, due to unforeseen circumstances, this never took place, and instead WWE announced that Carmella would be taking Sasha's place. This was until Becky Lynch made her grand return to WWE programming for over a year away. Becky and Bianca would agree to face each other in an absolute dream match for the SmackDown Women's title, but this would be a decision that Bianca would come to regret. Becky instantly connected with a forearm and followed it up with a manhandle slam to win the SmackDown Women's title in just 26 seconds.
26 seconds.
And number 1, Nikki Ash versus Charlotte Flair, 13 seconds. And Nikki Ash winning the Money in the Bank contract came as a huge surprise to fans. Nikki's gimmick was relatively new, and it was unclear if the gimmick was popular enough with fans for the WWE to give her the prestigious Money in the Bank briefcase. But nevertheless they did, and Nikki wasted no time cashing it in on the Raw following the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. As following Charlotte's match with Rhea Ripley, Nikki would officially cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase and defeat Charlotte in just 13 seconds to
Charlotte
win the Raw
stayed getting
Women's title
cashed in,
for the first time in her career. But there you have it, folks, 10 of the shortest WWE matches of 2021. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.
Alright, y'all, another great video, man. Like I said in the beginning of the video, the Bianca Belair Becky Lynch match that happened at SummerSlam, I did not like that. I did not like how they had Bianca lose in 26 seconds. I thought it was 46 seconds, but it's 26 seconds. How they had her lose in 26 seconds after being dominantly strong for months after WrestleMania, beating Sasha, pretty much just winning the Royal Rumble earlier this year, then beating Sasha at WrestleMania, then going through her little thing during the summer and throughout the rest of the year after WrestleMania, leading up to the summer at SummerSlam. And man, I did not like that, bro. Just the complete squash match and a complete burial to her character. But anyway, let me know what y'all thought of the video, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.